Hello and welcome to today's tutorial, and on this video I'm going to be showing you a disconnected layer. This versatile haircut can really make a statement and an impact when it's done properly, and it's not as difficult as you think, so stay tuned to find out how. And today's video is also sponsored by Yoi Scissors. For more information, go to their website, link in the description below, and I'm going to be using their Okas Sakura scissors today, and they are superb scissors, so why not check these out. And also for a 10% discount, use the code CHRISM10 at checkout for a 10% discount on the Wings, Sakura, Yoi and Green Mouse scissors. So thanks to Yoi Scissors for sponsoring this video. Okay, so I've started my sectioning by just taking out a halo around the perimeter of the haircut. And then I'm going to actually clip this back out of the way, and this is what is going to be our disconnection. So we're just going to be working on the internal layering. Okay, so we've got our underneath section, our disconnection clipped and out of the way. So now I'm going to let down the top section because this is what we're going to be working on. I'm putting a middle part in just to begin with, and I'm just going to section off the front from the crown. Sectioned off from the crown. Obviously we've got our undercut clipped out the way, and I've sectioned off and left the back. So our first section is going to be obviously our guide section, and it's going to run straight down the parting from the crown right to the front, but obviously not going into our disconnection. Okay, so there is the section that's run right down, and we're going to be going from short to length. There's a number of ways you can do this. Of course, you can do it with scissors, you can do it with a razor. You can also, if you want to, over direct a little bit more and slide cut through the ends so that you leave a bit more length and a bit more softness. But I'm going for sort of quite a real disconnection here to sort of show you the effect. So again, always make sure that you can sort of manage your section, and if you can't, just take a piece out. And really this is the basis of the whole haircut. And we're going to be pivoting from this point all the way around the haircut. So again, if you wanted to, at this point, you could slide through this just to make the connection between the two a little bit softer. Okay, so now we have our guide. So now I'm going to be pivoting from this point. This is the important bit when you do this. You want to make sure that you're pivoting in orange segments from this central point. You don't want it to be moving along the line. So again, I mean, I don't know how many people would like to do this on a client, but if I take my pintail comb and just push it into the head along my guide section. So our next section is just going to be running like this. Okay, so if we follow that line, so we're now going to be over directing this section back to our central guide and using that as a guide. And then on our next section, we'd go to here, but we'd over direct that back to the previous section. And again, back to the previous section. So we're moving around, and this is our central point. So just think of it like a cake, and basically we're taking slices of those cake and just over directing it back to the previous slice. So picking up our section, over directing it back to the middle. Again, if it's too much to hold in your hand, just get rid of that because you can follow it through. Okay, then we're going to subdivide that section and get that out of the way. We're going to take a new section. Again, remember, pivoting from that point, over direct it, not back to the center, but just back to our previous. So we're going to work around till we come to the back, and then we're going to stop We're going to do the same on the other side. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. Okay, so the front is complete. I've done exactly the same on both sides. So now we can take down our back. We're going to do exactly the same on the back. I'm going to refine my central guide. Don't need the whole section, just need that sort of 1/2 inch on the crown. We're going to take a section straight down, not coming into the section that is taken away. I'm going to take a little bit from our crown area for our guide. We're going to pull it up to find it, and then over direct our fingers to leave some length. And again, we're just going to use this central point and pivot around the head, just like we did on the front section, over directing back to our previous section until we meet the ear. So we'll take a little bit of our previous section, a little bit of our new section, over direct it back to the center on this occasion. Remember, we're just over directing back to the previous. The shorter you go and the more to a horizontal angle, the greater the disconnection is going to be between your internal layers and the layers you've left out. Again, half this section, using that as our pivot point, over direct it back to the previous and just follow your guide. We've just got to repeat this on the other side, and then we'll dry it off and we'll have a look at texturizing and customizing it. Okay, so I've done a blow dry. I've given it some welly on the blow dry. I put something to give it some volume in there. It's already got a really nice sort of shattered effect to the hair. Now, this hair is sort of medium to fine, so I did club cut. So if this was thicker hair, you're going to see more sort of lines on this. So that's when you might want a point cut or razor. I tend to club cut and then go back through and sort of point cut and texturize afterwards. So again, you could do this, but it's worked beautifully on this hair because it's sort of medium to fine hair. But as you can see, I've got my disconnection, and in a way I sort of like it. It's nice, but it does need a little something sort of around the front. And also we didn't touch our perimeter because I'd clipped that away. So therefore, we're going to go back in now and we're just going to put some layers around this front. You could, if you wanted to, connect that front in and come and have the disconnection sort of starting down here. Or again, you can have more of a disconnection. This is really where you can sort of personalize it and sort of show, and you might want to go back through as well and take some of the bluntness out of those layers. So I'm just going to have a little play around. I'm just going to tidy up my perimeter. Then I'm going to put something in it to really sort of define those layers a little bit more, and we're done.